Hey guys, and welcome back to another game of League of Legends. Just to let you guys know, this team in general is just going to be really strange. Start Q for the poke, because there's not much else. But we're going to have a bot group of support Malphite and an assassin Alistar. That's going to be weird. Then we're going to be mid Ahri with a top Bruiser's Scion. He says he's gonna be building tanky, but I'm pretty sure that means he's Bruiser. And we have Master Yi in the jungle. Looks like we have to be in an assist. On their team, I'm not sure what's going on. I think it's actually ADC Thresh, support Blitzcrank, top Yorick, mid Ahri, and jungle Diana.
30 seconds until minions spawn. Don't hold back.
I don't think I saw anything there. Okay. I love Ahri and try not to knock her up. Apparently I'm very loved. We've been spotted. I don't know if you guys noticed, but over here they planted a ward here, and because we're like pretty much in front of the dragon pit, I'm pretty sure that they've seen us. Though it's not 100%, because I walked in front of like the edge of the dragon pit, and they're okay. This is the problem. I think he's going there. I don't know why Ali's going to the Gromp, because if he was going to the Gromp, I wouldn't be able to help him. Okay, just throw off a few attacks. Be a nice mid laner. Okay, and a good thing. Okay, no, yeah, I was right. It's top Yorick. I hate farming with mid laners like Ahri. And that little minimum lag. Of course, I can't tell what happened there, because it looks like it died beforehand, but then we got gold off of it. And I don't know why it took so long for Annie to come to lane. So we got that. And next, you get the W's not that great, so we'll go with the E. And if we can hit her with it, it will be just amazingly useful. Yeah, I don't think we hit her on. We couldn't. I don't think we hit her with that on the way back. So it's too bad. But hopefully, we could make some good plays before she gets her stun up again. And we just screw that whole thing up. So I'm pretty sure she'll be able to get her stun up again before we can do that again. For the most part, I don't want to push it. You can't milk these. Okay, just need to make sure we get those. To be honest, because the Canyon is probably the most needed minion to get, as it gives us the most gold. Well, I don't want to use too many abilities as a necessary farming tool, just due to the fact that I want to do a lot of early game burst. And to be honest, the best thing to do with early game burst is to land an E, because your E actually makes all your other spells do more damage. But now that she's coming down with a stun, we kind of want to stay back. Okay, we missed that. Okay, and we missed that. So we've already missed that. So it's gonna be a while for our Q to come back, E to come back up. So we might as well use our Q to farm. Okay, so we're pretty much in the lead, and that's good. But it can be pretty mana hungry in the end. And if we don't get, because we can get after killing each minion. Actually, if you didn't know, it gives you mana with this. Gives you some mana back with this item. The Duran's Ring restores 4 mana for killing a unit. So if we can just get a few good auto attacks off, it just does a good wonder. And when you can do that, sure, it costs way more than 4 mana, so we're not getting a lot back for our bargain. But just that, we got 8 mana back for using a spell. So while it's not the best trade in the world, or the most even, it's still, like, you know, better than nothing. Let's see if we can predict her movement. Okay, I know, I mean, I'm using a lot of mana to farm, but that's how I'm more comfortable farming, and I know that's a bad habit just because it just seems so much easier in the end to give up on using just plain old attack, especially because I don't want to get in close range with Annie, and I just missed all that. Because I'm not really even aware of the power that I have right now. Like, my attacks right now do about, this one at least, which is my main farming tool at the moment, does 105 damage. So I have to make sure that the minions get down to a certain amount of life before I attack him with it. And in general, if I can pull that off, it's just going to be a lot more helpful. Yep. And now I attack them when they're low. Okay, in the end we're not going to be able to get that down. And as you see, this Annie has almost full mana because she can farm with her Q actually, and it doesn't take away from her total, like, it doesn't take away from her mana pool if she uses it to execute as like an execute to the minion. So in general, her mana, she's able to keep up her mana a lot better than we are. And so we're just gonna have to like stay a decent far away back from her because she can totally destroy us. And while I have no mana, I want to stay at least so I can get the needlessly large rod, which is one of the best items to just be able to go back on. And as long as we're out farming, we'll be able to get it first. So we shouldn't have too much problems with staying in lane, unless things get out of hand. And right now it's all pushed up with her, so sadly enough, we can't really do much. And let's see, so the York is backing Assassin Alistar. If you guys can't believe it has 2 kills, and our support Malphite has 1. I told you guys it would be a weird game, and I'm sorry I'm not commenting too much on the what going ons of the like other teammates, because I have a little bit of tunnel vision sometimes. And to see who has died so far, it seems like only our Malphite has died. So in general, it's going off pretty well. Let's get some damage in our W, because it'll be more helpful in the end to have not just one powerful spell, because if we miss that, it's almost like a big waste, because we're not going to be able to do much at all if we lose our big damage item and just have one spell that does major damage and the rest aren't leveled up, and we miss it. We're going to lose so much damage potential. So here, if you don't know what the Ahri combo is, this is like the current DFG, or I don't know if it's like, basically we hit her with it, and then each the enemies for the next 6 seconds will take extra damage from the whatever guy. They're both undead. I like it, the top lane actually. It's pretty funny. You don't realize they both have like, York's ulti allows him to stay a little bit after he's undead to try to get revenge, while Scion's also is pretty much the same deal actually, if you didn't realize, if you think about it. His passive, after he dies or takes critical damage, he'll come back up for a pretty much second round and stay alive for a little bit longer and get a massive amount of lifesteal in order to exact vengeance, glory and death as they call it. Yep. And now that we've had enough for probably a little while, we can go back. She hasn't gone back yet. We have not more farm, so it's a pretty much free back to go get this. And luckily enough, we can get boots too. I mean, we can get back to lane faster before we lose too much farm. And good. I was afraid maybe I wasn't paying attention. I went back on a siege wave. Like what I learned from a lot of the like a lot of people who play like other YouTubers, they say it's really bad if you go back on a siege wave, because the siege is a more valuable minion. If you go back, it's almost like a sword. Like the enemy team will try to make you miss it, or something similar. What? I said she was gone. Okay, so they used a lot on me. And I hope maybe they won't try to dive. Because I've taken a lot of damage and I'm afraid that they'll still be there. Okay. It doesn't look like they're there. And I took so much damage for free. So if I want to get Annie, I have to make sure I don't get stunned by her. That I can get off my, whatever it is, my E, and then my ult. And even if I have to ult to get into a better position to E, it will probably be worth it. But right now it seems like she might be going to back. Which might be smart on her part since she doesn't have any items to really fight me with. And one thing with Ahri, she has at least decent sustain if you can pull off things correctly, like just from doing all that. Now I have this certain item. Now my next spell will heal me, which is very useful actually as Ahri. Because let's see, I just shoot it through this whole wave, and I get a bunch of health back. Oh, what? Got me. But let's see if I can intercept. Okay, so Annie's coming back, and if he kills me, or gets close enough to me to kill me, it's going to be bad in general. And Annie could obviously be coming this way, because she'll probably want to be en route to take vengeance for her allies' deaths. But hopefully, Cheyenne doesn't lead her to us. Please, 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 please. Okay, I got out. I was a little worried he'd end up leading them to us. So getting this now, after getting a bunch of damage, in my opinion, will be very useful, because now I can get through some of her basic magic resist that she starts with. So it's just in general going to be easier going at this point, because whereas our E and Q did a lot of damage, it was blocked by that small amount of magic resist that all champions start with. But now I can go through it a bit better. Do a little bit more damage for my spells. And with the increased, the increased magic damage for people with my Q, I'm sure she saw that and knows that it's not properly warded, of course. So, with her here right now, I really don't want to get too cocky. As in, it's going to be really easy for them to come in and surprise me, and getting surprised. Actually, right now, I would say Annie was probably on her way headed bot. And I hope that's not the case, because I might be a little too late in reacting. Okay. Lol. I killed the dragon. Smited it with my ult. It's funny, I thought she was going to get it either way because she had smite and I didn't, which, if you guys don't know, which you probably should know, but if you had some people who are desperate enough to watch my channel to get tips might not know, but smite is something that works on monsters and other jungle and minions and stuff, like pretty much the AI computer bots, basically, except, all these minions, the monsters in each camp, and the dragon and baron in those pits, all, like, get a bonus from that. And if you saw Annie got stunned, but because had her stun up, but just because I had my charm landed on her, she couldn't stun me, and that just pretty much guaranteed those kills. Lucky us. And now, actually, since we had such success as a mid laner, it's almost like our duty to pull off some ganks for our team, to make use of those kills, and to get our other teammates fed. Yorick Mori. You will remember the name Yorick Mori. And I mean, I don't need to get all the kills on the team because I already have 2 going, so I'll say good job and just let them get it, you know? And get our other teammates fed because our bots are always getting fed, so if you get our top fed, just in the end, it will be so much better for us. And I'm going to get this. I know Fire Grass is a good item to get first, and I'm really bad at remembering to use the active all the time. Sometimes I'm not fast enough. It might just be more beneficial if I could go around and have Zonias on 2 and just quickly be able to become invincible when I need to. And hopefully Yi will come in to help me if I land a charm. Okay, sadly enough we couldn't save Yi's life because she like went ham for him because she wanted something in return, I'm guessing. Because, you know, like I've said before, if you're going to die anyways, because I don't think she was safely going to be able to get out of that, she wanted to get some form of like retribution, something in return for dying, and she got Yi. Sadly enough, we couldn't stop her from getting Yi. And hopefully we can do some good damage to this tower before she kills our minions. Just get off so much damage there. Like, that's the power of when you get fed. You get the items you need. I didn't even get Deathfire Grasp, and that would have just destroyed her there and then. Actually, in my opinion, it would have probably have one-shot her, well, one-comboed her. From, you know, I couldn't exactly call it a one-shot, because it would have been taking multiples of my spells. So that isn't really accurate. But hopefully we can steal their blue buff. Okay, he wanted it because we already have a blue buff from killing, I believe, either Diana or Annie before. I wasn't paying too much attention. I just realized it when I went to get the blue buff. Okay, we didn't even get an assist for that, I guess, because we missed our charm and our Q and everything, basically. That so full of failures that was, I feel bad. And we didn't call to say that this was, I'm sorry, guys. Didn't call. It seems like Ahri doesn't give too much of a crap because they're actually doing very well for themselves. And really, flashing and using our ult like that really precariously. I knew like their team wouldn't probably be able to respond in time. And now that Blitzcrank is here, I don't want to get pulled. Ha! Knew he'd go that way. But for some reason, I don't know why he's still going for this. Let's see if we can get him. Yep. That's the thing. You try to do some damage to the opponent, but sometimes it isn't worth it because if it ends up being like a waste of your ult or something, you kind of don't want to do that. Like Blitzcrank's ult in general is on a very short cooldown. So I wouldn't say it's too much of a loss for them to have used it. Okay. So we just do so much damage. And now that we have Magic Pen, we like break through any kind of defenses they have, basically. So any defensive like things they buy for themselves. Ha. We pretty much get them. And I wonder if we'll be able to get this. I mean, they don't have a turret there, so going after him isn't going to be too difficult. Okay, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world not getting the support or something off that. Okay, so I'm going to go leave now. I don't have the mana to fight the good fight. And Annie's almost back. I hope they don't come and interrupt my back and stop my killing spree. That's all I have left. Well, I hope you guys don't mind. I mean, I've mainly got the Zonias for the defensive perks, because, you know, if anyone's doing good, it's probably the Yorick, and he is AD. I don't know about getting Zions, because like I said before, I'm not really the best with activating it at the right time. And I'm going to get this next, and then I'm going to get the Void Staff instead of the Zonias. Zonia's going to be after Rabadons, because I'm getting the Rabadons before the Void Staff just to get so much more AP, and that's going to make it so much more worth getting my Void Staff, because even though Armor Painting works so much better when you have more AP, you know? Okay, that was very sloppy. And we might die. Guys. You see, that's what greed gets ya. I was just greedy there. I'm like, I saw Annie. She looked delicious. And I just got so close to her. I could have probably poked her out, stayed, like, danced out of her range. And when I used my flash before for just getting distance on killing Blitzcrank, for killing Annie, that almost like a precursor. I used up so much just for the kill when it wasn't necessary for me to get that kill. And that, if you look back now, caused a fall in my strategy and allowed me to get killed. And I think that's one of the cool things with life in general, but also in League of Legends. Every moment almost has like some impact on what's going to happen later on. Because I used my flash before, I didn't have it now. Because even if I got cocky and I still had my flash, I would have gotten out just fine. That's the thing. If you think about it, just so much can hang on every little moment that you almost don't know what's gonna happen with each moment. I think that's so cool, guys. Well, back to Ahri. She's an assassin, so it's best to surprise your opponents. I guess in general, it's probably best if you can get the surprise on your opponents. But it's also you can try baiting them with certain tactics, I guess. Like if you're a tank, like per se Malphite, you might want to go in, just show your face, basically, to let them know you're there. Like I thought with the... Okay, like I didn't think I was gonna get too much out of that. I wasn't gonna get alive out of that, but you guys saw how I played it just so, even though might have died, and Annie suspected I would run continuously to the turret, which it was very predictable, and so I knew that she would predict that, so I went the other way, and I was able to actually get so much damage. But from the first part, because I got so greedy, that's why I ended up taking so much damage in the first place, as you guys see. Learned multiple lessons there. I should have just gone, just left her instead of going on her again, because that would have been, it was pointless. Because it's just so much more worth for her to get a kill instead of me. Because if you didn't realize that in general, I'm worth more gold than her, even though I ended up dying a little bit beforehand. And they're going to chase the Diana, but I'm wondering if I could steal. Yeah, I know it's a little bit greedy on my part to try to... Now I want to get out of her way, so, you know, she can't stun me or anything. So using flash there is just a measure of safety, and not necessarily necessary. And like I said, like later on, it might prove to be the wrong choice. You never know, actually. Like I said, every moment, chaos is like us. What? I have no idea what's going on, but I heard the word slut. I hope. I wonder who they were talking about. I wonder if it sounds like they were probably talking to someone on the team because they were talking pretty badly about that person. So if you can almost like assume that just because you don't really yell at someone on your own team, I mean, what were you gonna do with that kill? Well, oh, I see Diana took the kill because as a support, Blitzcrank probably wasn't gonna be able to do much with it. But he's actually going AP, so it's kind of hard to tell, I guess. But Blitzcrank kind of wanted that kill, and because he didn't get it, he got angry at the Diana, calling her a vulgar name. And now I can back, live in peace. Oh no, Annie. I hope she doesn't live. Oh, an ult just to get that. And because he ulted the time he did, they didn't just almost like didn't expect it at that point. And all he does going in, causing mayhem and damage. And I hope I can actually get there on time, or someone, our team can get there on time in general, just to make the most out of that. All he does is gonna die, but I'm hoping they could prolong the fight, perhaps, to make it just so I can come in and clean sweep it. Because although I hope I can save our teammate there. You see, like, I don't know too much if I can. Yeah, I didn't know if I could save them, and I guess in the end, okay. I know I didn't say it, but I was almost like hoping that they weren't in this bush waiting for me, because they could have been doing that too. You never really know with the enemy team, because there's plenty of good plans. And like I said, you always have the edge if you are the one who catches some other person out. Okay. I mean, I didn't want to use my DFG on him, but I was afraid that other teammates would be coming, because he doesn't have too much damage on himself. And I was a little bit nervous, you know, that they were gonna have incoming backup, and I didn't want to bite the dust like that. Not like that. Anything but that. Ah, oh, Ollie stole you. You monster. How could you? Now that we have this, but there's no dragon. And we have to catch them by surprise, because going in on that without knowing where they are, but they know where we are, because we saw it with our ward that they put a ward here. Okay, this isn't exactly the best, but it's not too bad either way, actually. Okay, I hope he wasn't expecting a double kill, because I just auto-attacked. I didn't mean to totally take that. It seems like he's going to get the kill, but will he be able to get out and away from the enemy in time to not die? Yep, it seems like it. Just like I said before with his thing, you don't actually, like, know. Okay. I guess he's a little salty in the end, because Blitzcrank is pretty much on their team just kind of like feeding and getting mad at other people taking kills they wanted. So I guess he's probably a little mad. An evil kill, like I was right. It was 83 Thresh. So those are the kind of teammates like you gotta be a little wary of, because he was probably like he probably like was forced into the support role and he didn't want to be. But if like everyone else takes a role before you, it's only common courtesy to like try to assist your team when if anything like this ever happens, because you don't want to just out of spite ruin it for your team. Because I mean, I know, like, out of spite, I wouldn't want to go around and play a game badly on purpose just to like ruin someone else's day. Because for me, League is a lot of fun, and I wouldn't want to make it less fun for someone else. You know? And then there'd be the whole battle with them telling you to uninstall because you're bad. And I mean, like, in my opinion, it's not really worth it to like be salty like that. Because if you're angry at everybody and it means you're not gonna have fun in the game either.
Tell me a secret.
And I'm not gonna go that way, because it could obviously be a trap. Just make sure there's nobody in there.
How tempting.
Because, of course, even though I did a check with my E, I might have missed them. They might have been, like, on the edges of the bush. You kind of always want to make sure. Though it's not always possible to make sure. You know, like, I mean, like, be 100% certain. You don't want to do anything that will get you caught out either. And since our team's there and our other teammates are on the way, okay, so she may not be fed like as fed as we are, but she's still strong. And I thought getting pulled by the blitzcrank would remove me from Annie's sight, but I didn't know Diana was behind her. So in general, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. And I mean, our team in general being greedy, so let's not throw. Type that out while speaking it slowly, because I can't concentrate while I'm typing. Though I hope that's not a... I know that might seem a little bad, but I mean, I don't know how bad it really is. But if you look at late game, like, even if they're not like as fed at us, don't have as much kills as us, you see, they're still actually like going around and getting gold. Not as much as we are though, but they're still getting it. They're still getting gold, they're still getting items, and at the end, when everyone has their items, it doesn't matter how many kills or CS anybody has. It's going to be a game that anybody can win at that point. So, I mean, you shouldn't, like, waste any chances you get, you know? That's my opinion. You got to be, like, always on your toes. You can't just be, like, the enemy is weak, they're not going to be able to beat us. You constantly have to have in mind the fact that the enemy can always come back from behind. You know? Underestimating your enemies not only is rude, because I mean, I wouldn't want to go have someone tell me that they didn't think I could win, that we're losing, that there's no way you can win, because I don't want to. I would end up wanting to show them up, you know? I don't know if that's warded. It might be, because they probably see him. Okay, so it didn't seem like it was warded, but we don't know if this is warded. But hopefully, they aren't retreating too fast. Like there's a possibility that... Okay, they were all there. I probably shouldn't have not done that. See, I thought they were over there because our team was going from that side, and and then I stopped paying attention because I almost like assumed that we would have to worry about them, and that was our downfall. If you guys didn't notice, but of course, I mean, sure, it's a little bad that we're getting killed so much, but I don't want to. I don't want to go out and say, oh, it's we shouldn't be like so negative. We shouldn't be like negative right now. We should be like, oh, wow, we're gonna lose. We can't win now. We've lost. I mean, you gotta remain a positive even if you end up making mistakes, in my opinion. You almost have to be like, okay, we made a few mistakes, but we're not gonna say it's all lost and done and we're never gonna be able to win. You know, because that means you've given up completely, and I don't want to like say that we've given up completely. And if you didn't notice by these gates, they're new. We can go through them, but our enemies can't. And I can't tell if not, they make us invisible, because they just might. You don't. I mean, I can't say for sure, but I know like in them you become see-through. I don't know if that's just for what reason that is, but part of me thinks it might make you just be because it makes you invisible. Because that's what happens when you become invisible with any other champion. You're invisible, and meaning the enemies can't see you. It's going to show you as a see-through, just because you're invisible. So while I'm not completely sure, and I won't ask you guys to quote me on this, so believe me, but I think, I can't tell because I've never really focused too much on the enemies with it. But I think it's supposed to make you like semi-invisible just because. Okay, I'm not gonna get too much out of that. I thought I DFG'd him, but realizing that I didn't get the GFG off, I didn't want to go ahead and just like full on go into that. Well, now that I have the DFG, I can probably do something more. Okay, now that there's a ward, I want to back off almost, because if they go from like straight for me, dang it, I got my GF off, but I didn't really have such a great execution of skills. So in the end, that just came out really bad for me, and hopefully he can clean up and kind of succeed where we failed. And if you didn't notice, his ult, which he cast on himself just so he could come back and survive and kill him, because they made it take so long actually to kill him, it was like a double-edged thing, because it allowed him to kill him without fear of him coming back. Sometimes you can't cast your ults too early for someone like York, or even if you look at Zillion. He has an ult that allows him to go ahead and revive himself. Like, they're both revive passes, but Zillion is impermanent if you don't die again afterwards, while York's, you'll eventually die. Even if you come back and the enemy doesn't kill yourself, you'll eventually just wear out. But the thing is, if you cast those ults too early, and the enemy team has like time to regroup almost, hopefully, yeah, I was hoping we could get that, but I was actually even a little surprised in the end, just because there was so much time before my orb came back to hit him that Cyan had a chance to like go and attack. And while this thing still is like was designed to have a lot of life and be difficult to kill, even with like someone with my high magic damage, like you saw how long that took me to kill, which I just wanted to mention that because someone mentioned that once, and now it's been like my awareness forever now, just how hard it is to kill that one person. And I wonder if he's gonna be all right. All right. Yeah, I don't have the best, I have like, I guess you call it somewhat of a speech deficit. And now she can actually go in that side gate. Well, that gives her the edge because she can go in and defend her turret, but it's so weak, almost like defending it will be bad for her health. And we missed that, so she doesn't have to worry too much anymore, because that's like our main like tool for being able to go in and not get killed automatically, because it allows the enemy to it makes it so that the enemy can't counterattack while we're getting off our combo or dodge it. So in general, that is just, it just allows us, it makes a big difference actually, if you guys didn't know. Okay, so we accidentally hit the siege minion, but back off. The enemies are all probably back in their base, and they're gonna come kill him. Well, like, as you say, like, you can't, it's called it's called overstaying, although it's pretty self-explanatory. I'll explain it for you guys. Not that I think you wouldn't know it, it's just that, it's just in case for those few people who might not know it, but it means that, like, let's say we kill them all and we push and we get all these objectives and we continue to push for more objectives because we think we can, because we just had a great push, but we're gonna be weak. Like, we're gonna be weak from the last team fight, but they're gonna die. They're gonna be able to go back and shop and get new items in the end. So they're gonna have the like full-on advantage in that kind of fight, even if we don't like realize it at first. And like, even like something like that, even though you got the inhibitor, it still was somewhat of a hefty price, just because, you know, in the end it cost him his life. And although it might be worth it at some point, because objectives are worth more than kills in the end, but if you die, it gives the enemy like a chance to get back together. Like, you have to like balance constant like pressure with kind of like pushing and like not pushing too hard and dying. You have to keep on the pressure, because as soon as your whole team dies, or a big chunk of your team dies, your team will lose a bunch of pressure. The enemy will be more calm. And I can't tell if this is warded actually. Okay, I ended up getting the last kill on that, and I can't smite the thing. Though I'm kind of surprised because I don't know if it was a spell or anything. I wonder if we could cut him off perhaps. Yep. No matter which way he goes. Of course. Hopefully our massive amounts of damage from our auto attacks, because we kind of have. That's the thing about Zonias. It's almost like even if you're in a bad situation, you might be able to take someone down with you because for the moments you're down, your cooldowns, which might have been down, and that's what's preventing you from getting a kill, would like come back up and allow you to get that kill that you couldn't get before. Hopefully, he'll let me get the blue buff if it is up. I still don't. Nope, it's not up. I was kind of hoping it would be. But the one thing like this, like, I can get off so much damage just because I have that, and it lasts such a decently long time. It's almost impossible to, like, and babbling. Sorry guys, but if you look, even after the, whatever wears off, the charm itself wears off, you still have that one part of it that still makes your magic damage that much stronger. And it's so funny because he has so much like resistance to my jumps. He gets slowed and he almost like becomes immobilized, but instead of coming towards me, he slowly inches away because I don't know, I guess it's because sexy humanoid babes don't affect crabs. They're greedy for something else, like, you know, Mr. Krabs. Love doesn't affect him too much, except that one episode with Mrs. Puffs, because he's greedy. So let's go. GG, well played, because you gotta let the team know you enjoyed yourself. And you don't want to be, like, bad manner, because they did a good job with everything. And I hope you guys picked up some good tips. And this is my second Ahri video, so I hope you guys don't mind. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. If so, I hope you guys like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.